Who is ZAZIBONA?
ZAZIBONA is the harmonized initiative for the SADC region, which is currently composed of 13 member states out of the 16 in the SADC region. It is a collaboration for medicines registrations and inspections for GMP compliance in the SADC region.
So you said there are 13 member states?
13 member states are currently active, of which 4 are observers and 9 are actively contributing to the assessment and the inspections.
Yeah. Can you also give us the background of this name, ZAZIBONA?
ZAZIBONA, it started as a contraction of the first 2 letters of the 4 founding countries, which is Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Namibia. But along the way, more countries joined, and now it is now taken as a meaning in the Zambian language, which means to look to the future. Which means it's a visionary initiative for the harmonization and integration of the SADC region in terms of medicines, registration and access. Yeah.
When did you start it?
ZAZIBONA started in 2013. That's
2013.
2013, yes.
Okay, still new. But you have a good success stories. Can you share them?
I think the biggest success story is that we have been able to put aside our differences as member states and come together and work together and for the common good of our region to try to protect and promote good quality medicines distributed in the SADC region. So our success story is that we have done almost 258 products have been assessed under ZAZIBONA, and of those I think 181 have been finalized and with a success rate of almost 59%, which is great because the initiative is greatly assisting so many of the member states who individually wouldn't have the capacity to do quality assessments for the medicines. And also some of the success stories is that the registration timelines have significantly reduced because of the harmonized work sharing arrangements. For instance, if you look at individual member states, maybe they were taking 3-5 years to register for approval of a medicine. You see, maybe some were taking 2 years. But with this ZAZIBONA, if all things are in place, this can take maybe 9 months or 6 months, depending on how good the quality of the dossiers are.
One will ask at home, you have shortened the waiting period for results. So how do you assure that the results are assessed as it's supposed to be?
The assessment is done collaboratively. So people meet, the assessors from different member states, they come together, they meet and they collaboratively assess these dossiers. So this is a collaborative effort that happens. The inspections are also done collaboratively. We select 3 member countries to represent all the other countries. And these 3 member countries have different levels of competencies. The most competent one becomes the lead inspector. And then the second one becomes the co-inspector, and then we also, in terms of capacity development, we have an observer inspector, so that we all twinning of competences. So in a way, the process becomes a little bit collaborative and everyone is involved. Hence, it becomes much easier in terms of our managing timelines.
Yeah, I know that you have different backgrounds, as you mentioned, that there are 4 leading countries. You also have different backgrounds. So what are the challenges in working together as you coming from different backgrounds or different countries? Some challenges, because I know that you have good stories, but there are also challenges.
The biggest challenge will always be foregoing individual member states' way of doing things and adopting the integrated way of doing things. So if you look at Zimbabwe, for instance, we have our own way of doing things. But when we come to the region, we have to adjust to meet the regional expectations. Yes. So in that way, sometimes the regional standard is a little bit faster and more efficient, or sometimes it's more intense. So those differences always create a little bit of logistical challenges here and there, but we don't choose to concentrate on our challenges. We always look to the future, like the acronym ZAZIBONA, like visionary, looking into the future always. And some of the challenges that we face is the approvals for the ZAZIBONA. And ZAZIBONA is not an authority, it's not a legal entity. So the approvals are not at ZAZIBONA level. The approvals are at national level. So each and every member state has to approve a medicine. Each and every member state has to approve a GMP inspection. So these individual approvals now are varied in terms of timelines, and that can be a little bit of a challenge with regards to the manufacturer side, because you can get an approval after maybe 1 year. In another state you get after 2 years, in another state you get after 3 years, in another you don't even get the approval because of individual country processes now. But the work sharing would have already been completed, just the decision making in individual countries.
Oh, yeah.
So that is a challenge sometimes.
Yeah, going forward, what can we expect from ZAZIBONA, let's say in 5 years' time from now?
I think we are fast moving towards mutual reliance and recognition of competencies, such that we can do joint inspections. For instance, if we are going to inspect one manufacturer, we feel there is no need for Zambia to go and inspect, and next week Zimbabwe go and inspect, the following week South Africa go and inspect. We can all come together and just do one inspection. This saves time for the manufacturers. This also contributes to the reduction of product costs that is going to be marketed in our region. So going forward, we are looking at strengthening our regulatory quality management system so that the process becomes more transparent, it becomes more efficient, and we can serve the region in a much better way.
Yeah. How do you see the health state in the SADC region, the pricing of medicines, things like that? As we know that South Africa is introducing NHI, National Health Insurance. Do you think you can also adapt to that, and how do you see it?
I think in terms of the price commodities for medicines, generally in the southern region, medicines are quite expensive, if you compare to the Asian countries. And why they are expensive is some of these fragmented requirements contribute heavily to the medicines costs. So we are looking at if ZAZIBONA integration works very well, we come to mutual recognition, we harmonize our labeling requirements, we harmonize our registration requirements, inspections. That will contribute so much to the reduction of the medicines in the African region. And if we harmonize, the companies have a bigger market space, so they can explore bigger batch sizes, which reduce the price of our medicines in the SADC region. Then with regards to the NHI, I'm not too sure about insurance, but that might be for at a national level, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be at a national level, and in Zimbabwe, we have our own discussions on the national health insurance.
Because yesterday the Minister of Health was saying that the process was longer, so it's trying to reduce. That is also a success story for the country, Zimbabwe country.
Yes, when the minister, like what he rightly said, I think our registration timelines have significantly reduced because of these ease of doing business initiatives that we are carrying out as a country. So yes, we are moving, and especially for our local manufacturers, we have greatly reduced the registration timelines. Sometimes, if your dossier is right, within 6 months you get your registration if you're a local manufacturer.
Oh, yeah.
So in that way, we are greatly contributing towards local production.
Oh, yeah. Yes. How can we contact ZAZIBONA?
If you go to the MCAZ website, which is www.mcaz.co.zw, there's a section on the ZAZIBONA Harmonized Initiative. And on that section, there are also contact details for the coordinators for the assessment and coordinators for the inspections, and how the whole process goes, the question and answers and the like. Oh, yeah. So you go to the MCAZ website.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Your final message?
My final message is that we are looking forward to better things to come in this regional harmonization of medicines registrations and inspections, and we hopefully that this will help improve access and affordability of medicines in the SADC region.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.